I cannot vouch for the truthfulness of it, as I was too young to examine into matters at the time, but I am told by those that were there that I was born on the last day of November, 1835, in Florida, Missouri, that is. It was the merest little bit of a village, hardly that, just a little hamlet in the backwoods of Missouri where nothing ever happened. The village contained 100 people, and I increased the population by 1%. It is more than many of the best men in history could have done for a town. It may not be modest in me to refer to this, but it is true. There is no record of a person doing as much, not even Shakespeare. But I did it for Florida, and it shows that I could have done it for any place. More than Lincoln did for Springfield or Bacon did for London. During that first part of my life, I was simply experimenting, doing, watching, and trying to process it all, trying to get my bearings, as it were, to locate, orient, and position myself in the universe, or at least in the world. Where was I? Who was I? And who were all these people around me? What did it all mean? Where did I fit in? Within my family, within the community in which we resided, not to mention the country, the world, the universe. This portion of my life lasted until I decided to light out for the Nevada Territory shortly after the outbreak of the great conflagration that divided the nation on sectional grounds. When I arrived there as a sort of earthbound satellite of Halley's Comet, Missouri was at the far edge of the American frontier. It was considered the West, the far West even. I was the first in my family to be born in Missouri, my older siblings all having been born in Tennessee. Although born 2 months prematurely, I was conceived in Tennessee, as the family had only been in Missouri a few months when I afforded the almost invisible village of Florida its first glimpse of a Clemens baby, while simultaneously accomplishing the service of augmenting the population of that place by a full %. I do not remember much about my infancy, other than the dubious expression on the faces of the neighbors when they examined me. When a neighbor lady came visiting soon after I was born, she looked at me in my crib, then turned to my mother and said, "You don't expect to raise that babe, do you?" My mother allowed she would try. The family doctor saved my life several times. Still, he was a good man and meant well. Not long before she died, I asked my mother, "I suppose that during all that time you were uneasy about me?" "Yes, the whole time," she admitted. "Afraid I wouldn't live?" After a reflective pause, ostensibly to think out the facts, "No." "Afraid you would?"